Hello, beautifuls. It's a beautiful winter day here in Mexico. I hope you can hear me okay. I am so happy to see you. I hope you are getting a chance to watch this. I've been doing these lives because my computer's storage has made editing videos very difficult. Plus, this way I can get it right to you. How are you today? I wanted to just simply talk about what has transpired for me over the past year. Break it down, and hopefully, this can serve as motivation to you if you have any symptoms whatsoever. So, I want to start with that first, which is this living in our body. This our little temple. Our spirit is in here, and not really knowing how to gauge what's normal and what's not normal. You know, what's the difference between a hangnail to a pimple to acne to hair that's falling out to extreme bloating? They all are going to be connected to something that's going on in the body. Now, what's the mystery there? Well, that because most of the science we have before us sees the hangnail here, and it doesn't really go much further. What's it connected to inside? So I want to touch on some of the great information there is for us to be able to find the root cause and reason, and how to treat then a hangnail. I'm not going to teach how to treat a hangnail, but a hangnail is going to happen for different reasons, and it's going to be manufactured by the body in that way. So when things start to balance out, then the body starts to go back into its symmetry, and we have smooth skin. We have it's very dry here. It's been months without rain, so I even am experiencing some dry skin. But I have to say, my body is able to balance it out. It looks a bit dry, but it's not because I'm eating more healthy fats. Let me tell you that much. My skin stays in very good condition with a very, very low-fat diet. The reason why and this is something that started, I had symptoms. They started to accumulate maybe 2-3 years ago. I started to get some inflammation around my face, around my eyes, and feeling uncomfortable in my body. I was putting on extra weight, and I wasn't convinced that it was because of my age and menopause. I really feel like there's a lot more involved in life, a female body especially, then those are the reasons why, even though it adds to it. So I was eating primarily a raw vegan diet, then much higher in fats. I was eating things like apple cider vinegar. I was taking some salt. I was eating some cooked foods occasionally. There just seemed to be something missing, but my body wasn't getting better. I was walking in nature daily. And that accumulated to, I'll just move ahead to last November 2022, where I really felt like I had to address a Lyme diagnosis I'd gotten back before 2012. I thought maybe that was flaring up. So I started researching into, again, trying to heal maybe what was Lyme's. I could notice my body. I was getting more anxiety. I was getting a huge amount of bloating, literally a huge amount of bloating. And I wasn't aware how much inflammation was happening in my body as well. Some of it was weight, like taking on weight, like as fat cells. But as I have lost it, I noticed that I think some of it was just pure inflammation and issues in the lymph system. I had like I had a lot more swelling up through this part of your neck, my neck, you know. I had it underneath my whole neck. It didn't look extreme. I mean, there's people walking around out there with this amount of inflammation on their body, and it feels uncomfortable. I literally started getting a crease in my neck from my neck getting bigger, but it all was very gradual. Um, I was very tired and um, just functional, pretty happy. My eyesight would start going off a little bit, especially after I would eat my lunch, which was all still mainly raw vegan. So, and at that time, I was having at least one avocado a day, at least one avocado a day. Not a day, not many days with two avocados. No, not at all. One avocado was what I was enjoying. So, what I want to do now is flip that around a little bit and show that I then went on I've been on many summits where different organizers and authors have plant-based diets. Doctors mostly come on and talk about plant-based diets and high-fat diets and the body and that correlation that we've all heard over and over, but they take it into a little bit more interest. So I sat on one, and this was with Mastering Diabetes. They've written this book called Mastering Diabetes. And the last speaker on there was Anthony William, who is the author of these medical medium books. He puts this pure information in that's targeted for profound healing and being able to self-diagnose one's own symptoms, to put together protocols with pure herbs, pure supplements, uh, most of the time a low-fat diet, and some other tools and techniques that are for the whole body. Anyway, so I found that, but I'd also started researching the limes through different scientists on the computer. Those two things came together. I got some of the medical medium books, read about limes, and knew that I could let go of this science that wasn't really healing Lyme's disease or the symptoms. So I was able to go straight to my symptoms and look at what kind of protocols needed doing in order to alleviate these things. One of the main things I did, so you're aware, is I adopted, a very low-fat diet, literally maybe half an avocado a week. My cats love avocados. You want to come? Good, come. Yeah, wait. Yeah, do you like avocado? Do you want to tell how much you like avocado? Oh, you don't want to say. You don't want to say why. Oh, do you hear that people say cats aren't supposed to have avocado? Yeah, that's sad, but you have avocado too. It's your sister, right? Yeah, just a bunny. Hi, honey cat. So my avocados would go to the cats now as a snack. Um, so that slowly started happening. I did some other mono cleansing via the layout that medical medium has and the celery juice. As you can see on my channel, I go through my process of celery juice, other juicing. I bought a juicer but did not do juicing fast. I was taking care to make sure my adrenals were being well nourished, which I know they were depleted because I started to have, you can notice if you're depleting it's like a white, especially in a photograph, you can see some white would be underneath the eyes, and that starts to indicate adrenal fatigue, which means you have to rebuild the I think they're hormones. They're the hormones. The adrenals have particular hormones, a lot of them actually. So, and so these medical medium books provided very specific ways. For example, eating more often, every hour, hour and a half for the adrenals, eating snacks that like apple, date, and lettuce because they're containing glucose, potassium, and trace mineral salts from like lettuce or celery. That's just one example. You could find that information in his book as well. So getting back on this routine, I had started with intermittent fasting because it had come natural a few years ago, going from like 2:30 in the afternoon, not eating until maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd always eat in the mornings. I've always been eating in the mornings, unless I can't. Um, so some of these tools have helped. Like, let's see, ripe bananas, papaya. We're in Mexico, and so there's the gift of great papayas. And prior to that, I was in Ecuador, so we were picking papayas. It's worth an investment, even if it's hard to get. I increased my intake of onion and garlic, which I had reduced for a good amount of time. This I still am keeping up as a daily thing in anything I eat. Well, in my afternoon foods, I don't put in my morning smoothie, but it does go in the Brain Saver books of the medical medium. There's specific juices for healing. Garlic comes into some of those juices. I did work with a healing broth recipe from medical medium, both cooked. And I also took these healing broth ingredients like celery, tomato, parsley, garlic, onion. Those were the main ones. Some apple. Put it through the juicer. So there's this intense juice that you could do this. Add water to if you want, or lightly warm it on the stove. So this is like a raw version, very potent. It's always, I always feel improvement after I've had it, especially if you add in some thyme, rosemary, oregano, some of these powerful antibacterial, antiviral herbs. These could be your friends consistently each day, just nourishing, running through the body. And with the low-fat diet, the liver is able to process and take these herbs and these healing foods into the body because it's not laden even with the smallest amounts of fat. I know many people, you don't want to hear this. I know. But believe me, once it's gone long enough and your body is being fueled up with juices, celery juice, mangoes, bananas, and plenty of greens, it starts to shift where now I just maybe twice a week, I might have a couple spoons of avocado. I've had a teaspoon of cashew butter this week. It takes discipline. It takes not complaining. It takes not whining. It takes becoming humble to the fact that you got yourself where you're at with your health. That symptom is there from something outside, perhaps, but it's your own experience, and you can have the power and the knowledge to know you could live on bananas and lettuce for a good amount of time. Yeah, I did not wither away. I've slowly lost weight. At 5 feet 5 inches, I was 152 when I went to weigh myself, and I had a pretty good glucose reading of 84 because I was concerned about having diabetes that runs in my family. So thankfully that wasn't the case when I was feeling really at my worst. Other healing tools, let's see what I can get out for you. That now these aren't raw, but there is a juice you can make with raw potatoes. The juice with raw potatoes is in the Brain Saver book, yeah. And it helps eliminate damage from EMFs and all the electronics. And then also a lovely sweet potato. I've been working with it as my tool to knock away. It's meant to help kill off the strep bacteria. I have worked with some of the Vimergy supplements. They're extraordinary and extraordinarily difficult to get here in Mexico, as well as expensive to get from the States. So I really am missing that element right now. But as of a couple months ago, I regularly started going back to the gym. I don't know how much weight I've lost, but let's see if I want to do this. My stomach was literally like this by the afternoon. And it was, some of it is fat, some of it is just literally inflammation from inside after I'd eat. And the fact that I can stand there after eating today and actually be able to hold my own gut in was like a miracle. There's inflammation that you can't see happening, things clearing out. I want this to be able to show you. I mean, my arms are normal size now. I'm going to the gym 4 times a week, which before about 2:30 in the afternoon, I was laying down. As Anthony William puts it, it's Mattress Island. It was half day laying down. And I had to dole out my energy like, this is what I could do today. I can go to the store, I can't go for a walk because I knew the limits of my energy to function, care for myself. My story is pretty extreme. What I've gone through in the healing or getting ill, getting ill roller coaster included hospital with no solution except for just pure survival. So with that, I have to say what has helped me was the raw vegan foods, because all of this cleansing with the fruits and the vegetables and practice using it, making lovely sauces with mangoes and tomatoes and what others good, lime and a little bit of chili, and living with good lettuce and things like watercress and radishes, fruits. I said the mango, the papaya, raspberries, blackberries. I don't have the wild blueberries. These have been cucumber, some zucchini. These have been the basis of what's carried me through. And then also this bringing in steamed potato. When I need it, I'll have the steamed potato, and then I can go a few days, usually without it. Have cauliflower rice. You can see on my Instagram, go see my Instagram, beautiful photos. I just have always enjoyed taking lovely photos and was excited to be able to take beautiful pictures to put on my Instagram, which of course links to my website, uniquerawfoods.com. And there's also a course level 1, 2, and 3 that can help you. It's quite proven for you to be able to start to identify your habits, identify your symptoms, identify what's been going on your whole life based on your own observations, and then how to make some of these changes. It also debunks some things that you might find in a medical medium. But the courses are small because it's very precise for you. Of course, I offer one-on-one to be able to help you. We could lose weight. We can increase vitality, reduce fatigue. These things all can easily be done as a holistic health counselor working with you to say, what is the urgent thing? What is the urgent thing if you could change today? You would change. If I had a magic wand, what would you want to do? So go ahead and please contact me with that urgent problem of yours, and we can consult to how and how long that might take to resolve. I'm so happy to be back here with you. Thank you for being here and for viewing so many of my videos. My apology that there has not been more and more often, and hopefully this can happen more often with people showing up with questions. Let's see, was there anything else? I don't know how much weight I've lost. No, but I have to say I'd say at least 15 pounds, at least 15 pounds once it started to reduce. And this was just this week. Years ago, I had had a hard time just running down the street. I was very active, do all sorts of things, would go camping. My body would function through that. But to actually run for any distance or time between having had children and um, the pubic floor not being strong enough and making running kind of very uncomfortable, I didn't run. And then there were times when my legs were just too weak and they didn't have any bounce. But this week I've been running. I've run once or twice a week. It's like 15 minutes, but I couldn't run before. It was almost like, it was weird. I grew up playing sports, but that was a miracle. That's my getting out of a wheelchair. Okay, beautiful. Stay beautiful and stay strong and stay in touch if you can, please. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Bye-bye.